FlossTube, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be part 1 of my July 2021 stitching vlog. I'm just sitting out on my backyard watching my bird feeder over there, which is kind of quiet at the moment. Got a few little birds. And yep, I just have my cup of coffee next to me here, and this is the project that I'm gonna work on a little bit right now, I think. So just as a refresher, last month in June, I had mentioned that I felt like stitching some Halloween projects in July instead of Christmas in July or Patriotic in July. I don't know, for some reason I had this urge to stitch something Halloween. So I was thinking I was going to do Jack-o'-lantern July. And then I thought, okay, do I want to start something new or find something that's already started in my stash? So I had started this one back in, I believe, October of 2020, and I have a little bit done on it. So I just decided to pull that one out, and let's see where we're at on it right here. All right, let me put this underneath here, organize myself here. Okay, there we go. So this is where I'm at on it. There's going to be a large pumpkin right here. I've already stitched the jack-o'-lantern. That's a jack-o'-lantern there, and there's going to be a jack-o'-lantern up there, and this is just going to be a large orange pumpkin, and then there's going to be some background stitching in the back. So I'm going to work on that a little bit this morning and get that done. Let's see, what else do I need to update on? Another thing I wanted to mention too is, do you remember in my last video I was doing some stitching in my husband's car while he had an MRI, and he got the report for that. He actually hasn't been to the doctor yet for an official diagnosis, but it looks like from the report that we deciphered some keywords that we can Google, and it appears that his shoulder problem is called frozen shoulder. And yeah, we need to get some more details on it, but it looks like it's something that can even take like up to 3 years to basically, quote unquote, thaw the frozen shoulder. So it's a bit discouraging knowing that he's got a long road ahead of him with that, and it doesn't sound like it's going to be a quick fix. So he's going to be starting some physical therapy. Like I said, he gets his official diagnosis from his doctor on Tuesday, so I just thought I would update you on that because I tend to forget to update things like that when I talk about them in my video. What else is there? Yeah, so I'm going to work on this, and then I also did want to say, let me put you on pause so I can grab it. Okay, and I did want to mention that the other project I'm going to try to work on this month is my Lenart 4 Seasons, the special edition kit. That's the new release that came out, and this is all I've gotten done on it so far. That's all I did in June, and then I was working on something else. So I do feel like I want to put some stitches in this month. I don't know how much I'm going to get done. Also, if you could remember that I was starting to hike again, and a nice surprise is that my 2 boys are loving it also, and they just want to go hiking all the time, and they want to hike some of the bigger, more difficult peaks. So I will try to prevent myself from talking ad nauseum about hiking in this video, but I can't guarantee it because it's definitely a passion that I'm revisiting. I'm going to try to still get some stitching in despite all the hiking I'm doing. And all right, so that's my plan for July. It's July. Did I say it was July 3rd? I might have forgotten to say that, but it's July 3rd. So yes, Independence Day is tomorrow. We don't have any specific plans. I know we are going on a hike in the morning. Surprise, surprise. But yep, and I think there's going to be some fireworks involved in the evening. All right. Thanks for joining me, and stay tuned and see what I get done this month. I hope you are having a wonderful stitching day too, wherever you are. And I will talk to you soon. Good morning, FlossTube. It is Wednesday, July 7th, and I thought I would do a little bit of a check-in because I'm once again in my husband's truck waiting for him to have an MRI done, just like last video, although this one is going to be a bit longer, so I should definitely get some stitching done this time. So I'm here, and I wanted to show you that I got a new start. I did a new start on... Got a new start? Did a new start. Not quite sure what to say there. Had a new start on the 4th of July. It wasn't really a planned one. It's just that later on in the day, where I live, we have our city fireworks sort of close to my house, and they have it in this big field where it's like a sports field. And when I went there, I knew that I was going to wait a bit, so I thought, well, I need to bring a stitching project, and I didn't want to bring anything too big or too massive. And so I thought, okay, I'm just going to bring a Mill Hill kit that I haven't started yet. So I tried to look for a patriotic one to see if I could find, because I was like, oh, it's the 4th of July. I need to start something, you know, patriotic, of course. But I didn't have any. So I have a lot of fall and Halloween ones, and just some random ones. And I thought, well, what can I start? So this is the one I chose. It's a pretzel because you eat a lot of stuff on holidays. That was kind of my justification for that. And I've already stitched the pizza, the hamburger, what did I stitch? I've stitched the pizza, the hamburger, the ice cream cone, the root beer float, the banana split. I'm like stitching all the food ones. And I had this one in my stash for a long time. And I thought, you know what? 4th of July is a good day to start a pretzel. So that's what I did. And this is what I got done. Let me keep the paper behind it so you can see. So not much. I didn't want to bring anything in the car that was just too much. But then I thought, well, if I get bored with that, I may as well bring another one. And I'll show you that here in a minute too. But yeah, this one's pretty easy to do. They just have a few colors of beads, not too many at all. Just the salt basically and a few brown. So this one should be a really quick stitch. I would expect that when I spend a little time, I could probably get it done. So yeah, I'll probably just work on this one while I'm sitting in the car here. But you know, you always have to think, what if I actually finished this in the time I was in the car and then didn't have anything else to stitch? So I did pack a second one just in case, because that's what you need to do as stitchers, right? So I had this one right here that I'd started. Oh yeah, speaking of too, I wanted to start one on the 4th of July because I seem to have this trend where I've started a new start on every holiday, I think, so far this year. So that was another reason why I wanted to start something new on the 4th of July instead of just grabbing something that was already in progress. So this one, I believe, was something I started earlier in the spring. Don't remember which holiday it was. Might have been Easter or just one of those spring holidays, or something, one of the less popular holidays like Groundhog Day or something like that. But this was one of those where I'm like, this is a quick stitch. I'll get this done in no time. And here we are in July, and I really haven't worked on it much lately. I was making some good headway with this one, and then I just, you know, got distracted by something else. So here's where I'm at, getting ready to get into some of those colorful flowers. And it looks like I was doing some of the lettering up top, which I do not like doing letters. A lot of people love to do letters. I don't. I find them kind of tedious and boring. So as probably my thinking there was to get it done and out of the way. So that's where I'm at. Just a little quick update. I'm actually in a shady spot right now, and even though it's very warm outside, it's very comfortable in my car. There's a breeze. I have the windows open, so it should be a nice little place to stitch. And if it gets a little too hot, there's a nice little grassy area that I could go sit on, and I may just do that. And I think that's it for this update. For now, I'll check in again to show you I have been working on the Halloween design, the Halloween Mill Hill. I'm making some good headway on that too, because I put it in my frame and I'm doing two-handed stitching, so I'm getting a lot done. I'll show you when I get a little bit more done on that. I'll give you an update. And also, since you're going to be seeing this in August, you probably have definitely heard the news by now, but I just logged on to Instagram yesterday on July 6th and read the sad news about Barb she's one of the two designers from Blackbird Designs, Barb Adams, and sadly she passed away on July 4th, which was just a huge loss for our stitching community. I'm so sad about that. I don't talk about Blackbird designs all that much because you don't really see me stitching them, but surprisingly, I am a very big Blackbird designs fan, and I actually have quite a few of their charts in my stash, and I'm kind of a collector of them, and it was actually on one of my stitching bucket lists to go and see them for one of their live workshops. So very, very sad news to hear about that. And so I would like to go through my stash and pick out a Blackbird design pattern and stitch in her memory. So, all right, that's it for now. I'm going to get to stitching. I'm going to make some headway on my little pretzel here. So hopefully you'll see a finish on that in the next clip. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Good morning, FlossTube. It's July 17th, Saturday morning, and I thought I would do a mid-month check-in here and let you see how my progress has been going. So I started editing my video, and I do apologize. That last clip was very choppy, the one where I was in the car with waiting for my husband with his MRI, because yeah, I ended up just talking incessantly about things that weren't important. And so by the time I edited it and chopped out all the part that was kind of irrelevant, but the problem was I had relevant things that I wanted to say sort of intermixed with the irrelevant stuff, so the editing on it was kind of choppy, but I hope you kind of at least got the point of whatever it was I was trying to say. So I'm going to try to keep this one a little less rambly so that I don't have to edit out and make it more challenging for myself. So let's just get straight to the point. Okay, I have a finish to show you. The pretzel you saw that I was starting in the car on that last clip, I went ahead and got that done, but not the next day like I thought I would, because there was a little bit of a distraction in between. But I just recently finished this up, and I have to show you how cute it turned out. Let me zoom in so you could see. Oh, I think the lighting is good out here. This is just so adorable. It turned out so cute and was a very quick stitch. So let's kind of get it from the side there so you can see the beads. So there's just a little bit of the blue beads around the edge, and then some brown beads, and then the salt on the pretzel, which is just so cute. So I think I originally bought this because I was stitching ornaments for my two sons, and each Christmas I was making something kind of relevant to something that they liked. And so my older son definitely likes those big soft pretzels, and he's a pretzel lover, so I originally bought this one for him. Now, I didn't put the little hanger on it yet. I still need to do that, and I need to put some felt on the back to back it up. But so yeah, that will probably be his little ornament, and it's so cute though. All right, so okay, moving on. So I told you in my last video we were talking a little bit about Barb Adams from Blackbird Designs, and that I was going to stitch something in her memory. And so I started digging through all of my Blackbird Designs patterns that I have, and this may surprise a lot of you that watch my channel to see that I have so many Blackbird Designs patterns, because I've only stitched one. And I don't even have that one to show you right here because it's in the back of the closet box, you know, with all my finishes. So I will try to dig that one out before this month is over and show you that one. And I don't even have the pattern with me, so I'll get the pattern and the finish to show you on that. So let's just go through my collection of Blackbird Designs. Now this one is my working copy. I do have this kitted up, and I made a working copy of it. I don't know where my original chart is. I'm sure it's probably where the pattern that I stitched, I think the original for this one is there too. So this one is just a Xerox copy of the pattern. So this was the one that I said I was thinking of starting, and I have wanted to start this so many times. I just don't know why I haven't. It's really a quick stitch and just one of my favorites for sure. So I have that one in my collection, and I also have this little book called Deck the Halls, and it's filled with all those little strawberries. And I thought when I got this, I was like, oh, I could stitch up those little bowls. Let me see if I can go through here without kind of giving away any of the patterns. It's going to be hard to do that. Let me see if I can just get to some of the pictures here. Yes, there we go. But, oh, these are just, every one of these is just so adorable. If you don't have this book, I'm trying not to be too shaky with my phone. I have my arm propped up here because let's just, well, this wasn't planning on being a flip through, but since we've started, let's just go with it. in case you ever wanted to know what was in this book. My nails probably look horrible. I do apologize for that. I have two choices when I make a FlossTube video. I can either make my face look presentable or my hands look presentable, and today neither one was a good option, but you get what you get. I guess they don't look too bad, but I was in the garden not too long ago, so if you find some dirt under my fingernails, just look away. It's hard to keep a manicured hand. Well, okay, let's face it, I never have a manicured hand, but a well-manicured hand and nails. So you kind of get what you get here, but all right. So, oh, these are just so cute. Oh, look at that. So pretty. I literally could just stitch every one of these. I just don't know why I don't stitch a lot of Blackbird designs. You know, it's kind of one of those things where I get the books and I love to look through them and just dream about stitching them all. But then when it comes to it, I just don't. But the important thing is I do have the patterns and can stitch them at any time. Aren't these all just adorable? And I think that's it for that book. So, yep. There's that. Then I have this right here, and I'm sure you've all seen this one, Casting a Spell. Love, love, love. So that you can stitch the individual ones. And this little wooden case, sewing case, I think the picture shows you can get it at Hobby Lobby, and I really need to get that because, you know, they may discontinue that at some point. Let me see if it shows a better picture here. Yeah, that kind of shows like it's got like a glass case, and then you finish it. And so I need to really try to snag me one of those before they go out of stock, if they haven't already gone out of stock. So there's that one. And then I have Away We Ride. Love, love, love this one. And it's one of those that looks like it would stitch up in no time, but I have seen many people stitch this, and it does seem to be that it takes a while because people that are working on it have worked on it a long time. So I have a feeling that one takes a little bit longer. And I have a hard time with really repetitive stuff. So that border, to me, I just know myself, and that looks like it's something that's kind of daunting to do. So, but, you know, it wouldn't be too bad to even just do the center part here and not do the border. So that's always an option. Okay, then I have this one, Midnight Ride. Once again, I will repeat, I can't believe that I have not stitched this one yet. Definitely on my list of things to do, things to stitch. Okay, then I have this book, Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs. I'm sure most of you that are watching this have seen all of these. Very, very popular. I could do a flip through of this if it's not going to be, I'm trying not to be too shaky with my camera. Let's see, I don't want to give away any of the patterns, but alright. So there's this one. Seems like I have seen quite a few people stitch that one. So beautiful. I definitely bought this book for oh, look at that one. That's beautiful. Nice patriotic design there. This is the one I think I really wanted to stitch because of the eagle. Look at that. So pretty. Love this one. I've seen many people stitch this, and it's so pretty. I never get tired of looking at that one. And one of these days, I'll stitch it for myself. And I think there's one more picture there. This one right here. Love that one. And that's it for that book. I tell you, Barb Adams was such a talented designer. I just love her stuff. They have so many patterns, too. All right, then this one here, Sewing Club. Do you want me to do a flip through of this? Okay. I'll edit this out if it ends up being shaky. But it's almost just kind of worth it to do a flip through just so you could ooh and ah over these gorgeous patterns. I might not be getting my, oh, look at that. That is so cute. That one there. I love how she photographs, or whoever photographs for her just shows all the different ways that you can stitch and display the patterns, because it's one thing that they do is always just give you so many options, like the little bag there. And then here's another display of just some different ways that you can finish. I think that's the same one. But it's the way they photograph them that just really adds to their charm. A little bit of a glare on there. I haven't been paying attention to showing if I'm showing the patterns or not, so I'll definitely do some, if you see some choppiness in this, it's because editing out the patterns. So pretty. I've never done any kind of a drum or a cylindrical type of finish. Definitely on my to-do list to do someday. I know there's lots of great tutorials out there for these little drum finishes. Isn't that pretty? That looks like it's just on one of those little paper mache boxes. You can paint it. Another picture of that. That one there. I think we're coming to the end. Here's another drum pin cushion. And that is it for that. That was called the Sewing Club. All right, you know what? I think I need to move over to the shade a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of sun glare. Well, there's not really any avoiding it. I'm sitting under a tree and there's just dappled light. That's the way it is. This one is called Winds of Autumn, and this is their newest book. And I can tell you already, I would love to stitch every single thing in this book. So here, let me just give you a close-up of the cover there. That one's so pretty. Spell of the Moon, it's called. I'm still so much in my Halloween mode right now. That one there. Another picture. I know, this isn't really the best flip through. I really had no intention of doing a flip through of all of these. Just sort of happened. This one's called A Sister's Love. Oh, so pretty. Look at the colors on that one. I love, 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 love this one. I will stitch that one. Probably my favorite one. It's called Bittersweet September. I even love the name. Another picture of it. So pretty. This one's called Autumn Sound. Some more pictures. Different views of the same thing. This one's called Blooming Sunflowers. Oh, this one. Okay, I have to do this one too. It's a big strawberry with a blackbird. This one's called First Winds of Autumn. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Ooh, that one's pretty. That border looks a little intimidating though. Looks tedious, but so pretty. Patchwork Pumpkin it's called. And this one's called Waiting for the Harvest. And that's done just all in one color. Looks like Gentle Arts Dark Chocolate. I think we're getting to the end here. And this is just a little, looks like a scissor fob, pin cushion, and a little box top finish. It's called Sewing Companions. Some more pictures of the finishes there. Ooh, this one's pretty too. Mighty Acorn. Mighty oaks from little acorns grow. I've always loved that saying. That squirrel. Oh, that's so cute. I think that's it for this one. Yep, that's it. All right. Okay, so that being said, the one that I chose to actually stitch in memory of Barb is this one right here. Okay, I moved away from my table. Hold on. Let me pause. All right, this one right here called Forget Me Not. You know what? I have another pattern. I think I'm forgetting one. I know I have another one from Light Upon the Lawn series. So this is from the Light Upon the Lawn, I believe. Or, I'm sorry. Light Upon the Lawn is the pattern I have that I didn't bring out here for some reason. I'll have to show it. But this is from the Loose Feathers. I don't know how to say that. Abecedarian series. This is number 3. And this one's called Forget Me Not. And I bought this. This was one of the first patterns I bought that I have always wanted to stitch because I love forget-me-nots. And I never started it just because I thought it looked very repetitive. As much as I love it, I know myself, and I always thought, I'm going to have a hard time doing a lot of that repetitiveness. But the reason I decided on this one is obviously Forget-Me-Not is because I thought that would be a good one to stitch in memory of Barb Adams. But also, I started this so July 12th would have been my maternal grandmother's 111th birthday. She died in 2013 at the age of 102, and so her initials were AB. So I decided to start this pattern on my grandma's birthday, July 12th, and this is what I've gotten done on it so far. So I thought this is going to kind of have a dual purpose here. I thought, well, my grandma's initials are AB, so interestingly enough, Barb Adams' initials are BA. So I'm going to stitch on the urns here an A and a B. And I know that backwards it would stand for Barb Adams since she was the designer of this pattern. and she passed away in July. And it was my grandmother's birthday in July, on July 12th when I started this, and her initials are AB. So, and it's a forget-me-not. Two people that we don't want to forget. I hope that clear was, did I make sense with that? It's kind of just one of those things where it will mean something to me. I'll know that it's my grandma's initials and that I started it on her birthday, but I'll also remember that it was in memory of the designer of this pattern, Barb Adams, whose initials are BA, and she passed away in July. Now, the question is, what do I put as the date? You know, I was originally going to put my grandma's birth year, which was 1910, but then I decided I think I'm going to put this year 2021, just because it is the year that I stitched it and it's the year that Barb Adams, the designer, passed away. So I figure 2021 will be what I put as the date. And I would really love to finish this July, so that I'm kind of stitching it in the same month that I started it. But as per usual, like I knew I would, I am getting a little burned out of doing this same repetitive pattern. But, and I'm not a real big fan of stitching alphabets either. So, I'm using the DMC alternatives. So, mine is not as pretty as the cover, I don't think. But, you know, it's what I have on hand. And I decided, because I did want it to be more on linen, I had this in my stash. It's called Carolina Linen by Charles Craft. And I don't believe I have ever stitched on it before, but I have to say I love it. It's really easy to stitch on. The holes are nice and easy to see, and the slubs are there, but they're not too big. It's very pleasant. So, you know, if you want to stitch, it's like an even weave linen, if that makes sense. You know, it says it's Lugana. Even weave Lugana, but it's Carolina linen. So it's like a morph between linen, but it's even weave. You know, so, I mean, it's kind of slubby, but not big slubs. And the holes are easy to see. I really, really like this fabric. So, and if you'll notice there, that there's going to be some eyelet stitches. Can you see that one right there? That's an eyelet stitch. And so there's a mixture, if you look at the pattern here, of eyelet stitches and just regular stitches. So it is going to be a very pretty design. What else to say about it? I made a mistake when I started, and the first color I stitched was the wrong green. So this color was supposed to be here, and this color was supposed to be here. So those are swapped, which is no big deal, and nobody would know that unless I told you. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside really quick and show you what I've gotten done on my Mill Hill, the Halloween pattern that I was working on for Jack-o'-lantern July. And before I forget to say, I do want to say that I have not even touched my Four Seasons by Marjolein Bastin. And I don't think that's going to happen in this July, because this sort of took over. It was an unplanned start. So let me go really quickly, show you my update on that. And this little segment has already been 23 minutes long. And hopefully I don't have a lot of editing to do on it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, here's my progress. And truthfully, I haven't the slightest remembrance of what I have showed you so far on this. And I may have already showed you this progress, because I haven't worked on this for a little while. So did I have the pumpkin done the last time I showed you? I don't know, but I think, yes, I do now recall telling you that. So okay, I may even just take this out if there hasn't been any difference, any updates since I last showed you. But I know I recently just worked on finishing this bottom part, and then I have a couple of colors to do on the pumpkin, and then the rest is the background that I have to stitch. And I think I do vaguely remember telling you that I was, not really looking forward to the background part like I never do. But having this thing on my stand has helped so much, because it's so easy. It's so much easier doing two-handed stitching with this perforated paper. And so I've been getting through this quite quickly. Okay, I think that's it for now. I will try to check in again. Probably, truthfully, it might not be till the end of the month because I got a lot of stuff going on. I have a lot of doctor's appointments coming up this week. I'm going to get my knees looked at because since I started hiking, they are just killing me, and I don't really know what's wrong with them. So I thought I better go get it checked so I could get the right treatment done, but it's not stopping me. I just went on an 8-mile hike. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful hike. And yeah, so far I've been doing about a twice a week hike. We go on Sundays with my sister-in-law, and then I have my friend during the week that we are doing more difficult hikes. Hold on, there's a loud plane. Okay, I think the plane has passed by. Anyway, just real quick, yeah, I've been still doing a lot of hiking. So during the week, my friend and my boys are still hiking, and we do hard ones during the week. We really give ourselves some killer workouts, and that's been great. And then on Sundays, we do a little bit easier hike with my sister-in-laws, which are more just beautiful and scenic. And so still loving it, but knees are killing me, so I need to get those looked at. And that's it for now. I will see you guys here, hopefully before the end of the month with some progress. All right, bye for now. I'm back again because I went upstairs to look for the finish so I can show you, and then I found this is I actually dug up more Blackbird Designs patterns that I had that I completely forgot about. Okay, so this is the one I told you that I knew I bought and was planning on stitching. So that's the Loose Feathers series. You know, I don't really understand how their series works. I've never really looked into it. It just seems like they have a lot of Loose Feathers series, and yeah. And this is for the birds, so I don't know. I don't know how they all work or which ones go with which, but I just know I liked this one. And yes, this is called The Light Upon the Lawn, and yeah, I need to stitch that. And then I remember that I found a few of these for practically nothing at I have it's like a crafting thrift shop. If you've followed me for a while, you've heard me talk about it before. It's called the Craft Box, and you can find a lot of patterns there just for practically nothing. And I picked up these. This is a keepsake box and pin keep by Blackbird Designs. Once again, this is Loose Feathers pattern 33. They have a ton of patterns. Oh, looks like there's more. Is there more in this? No, this is just, maybe this is, oh yeah. Oh, no, these are some bonuses that come with this. So, bonus sampler included in this pattern, and this mystery bonus sampler 1 through 4 sewn together. Okay, so you get this one in with this pattern. And it looks like it goes in with those other ones from sold separately. So, yep, that was one that I found at the Craft Box, and I know I paid hardly anything for that. And then there was this one here called Flowers for You. Pretty. And I'm guessing those initials are probably Barb Adams. And the other half of Blackbird Designs, Alma, what's her name? Is it Alma Allen? Maybe it says here. I know Alma is her name. I'm so sorry, but I can't remember her last name. But the design is Barb Adams, yes. Anyway, yeah, that's a really pretty one that I completely forgot was in my stash. And this is another one that I picked up at the Craft Box called Tulip Manor. Very popular design. That's Loose Feathers number 7. And then I now present to you one and only, after all of those Blackbird Designs I just showed you, all those patterns I own, I have only stitched one. And this is it. It's called Autumn Song. It says sewing box and needle keep. That's what it looks like. And this is my stitch of that. Now, I hand-dyed, coffee tea-dyed some fabric of my own, and I just really didn't like the way this turned out. It doesn't look too bad here, but it's very orange. It's more orange than I really wanted it to be. So I had intended on restitching this design. I would love to restitch this design using the called for hand-dyed flosses and maybe doing it on a different color fabric. But nonetheless, I mean, yeah, it does actually look pretty similar to the model stitch there. And of course I need to finish it to make it look like the little sewing box that they have it on there. And I think that comes with it too. I didn't stitch that part, but oh, I love this one so much though. I think this one's very, actually very rare now. So I feel very fortunate to have a copy of this. And I do want to stitch it again. So, all right, that's it for now. That is my Blackbird Designs collection. And, oh, Alma Allen, that is her name. I had it right. Barb Adams and Alma Allen. So, as you can see, the community, our stitching community, lost an icon for sure. Very, very sad. But her memory will live on, that's for sure. She definitely left a legacy behind. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Good morning, Stitchers. Welcome to the final installment of my July vlog. It is Saturday, August 1st, and my son moves into his dorm in 19 days, and I want to cry bittersweet tears, so let's not talk about that. Okay, I've edited my video up to this point, and I'm already about over 40 minutes long because of my impromptu flip-throughs that I did of all the Blackbird designs. So let's keep the rambling to a minimum because I have a lot to show you, and yeah, it's probably unrealistic to think I can do it in 20 minutes because I have some video clips I want to add on to the end of this, but I will try to do it so that this video is an hour. Okay, so let me just take a sip of coffee and let's get started. All right, so I was editing my video because I needed to see what I had talked about so far this month. And if you remember from the clip that you just saw, the pattern that I was going to do in memory of Barb Adams was the Forget-Me-Not, and I was also tying in remembrance for my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. And I really wanted to set out to get this done this month, and I needed every minute of yesterday to do it. Actually, that's not true. I finished fairly early in the evening, but I have a completed design right here. Now, you'll see something about different from, so, okay, if you notice in the pattern here, all of the letters are blue, and you'll notice some letters of mine that aren't blue. As I was stitching this, I wanted somehow to commemorate the fact that this was stitched in July for several reasons, because A, I stitched it in July of 2021, so that's what I ended up putting. The date was 2021 because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do about the date, but I thought since I stitched this in 2021, I wanted it to be the date, but I also wanted to commemorate that I was doing it in July because I not only started this pattern in July, but I finished it in July, and that my grandmother was born in July, on July 12th, and that's when I started this pattern, and Barb Adams passed away this July. So July was an important part of this pattern. And so I had the idea, oh, I'll just stitch the letters that make up the word July. I'll just do those in a different color. And as I was getting ready to stitch them, I thought, well, you know what? In order for you to notice that it says July, I'm going to have to swap out the U and the L in the placement so that you can kind of see the word July as the eye would read it. So I took the U and the L and swapped places with them, and then did the July in a different color. But I also wanted it to be very subtle, and as a matter of fact, I had my husband look at it, and I said, does anything stand out about these letters when you read it? And he said, and he was staring at it for a while, and he's like, well, that they're a different color. And I said, yeah, but something else. Does something else stand out about it? And he actually noticed that I swapped the U and the L before he noticed that it said July. He's like, let me see. Oh, you put the U in the wrong spot and the L. He's like, did you do that on purpose? And I said, yeah. I said, but does it something else jump out at you? And he had to look at it for a minute. He's like, oh, you mean that it spells July? And I said, yes. I said, that's perfect because I don't want it to be like in your face, but I want it to be subtle. So anyway, that's what I did. That's my attempt to make this sampler my own. And it means a lot to me. Oh, and also, if you also remember that the A and the B are my grandma's initials, and Barb Adams, it's her initials backwards. So I think this is just so cool. And years from now, when somebody finds this, they'll never probably know any of that, but at least I know, and it has special meaning to me. So there we have it. I did the DMC conversions, sort of. I even swapped out a couple of those because it was an accident that I grabbed the wrong color, but I kept it as it is, and so it is what it is. And I think it turned out so pretty. I think I would have liked to have done it in the hand-dyed flosses, but yeah, I think it looks nice, and I'm very happy with it, and I love it. And I'm either going to frame it or turn it into a pillow cushion. So, okay, moving on. If you remember the other thing that I was working on this month, it was my buttons and beads, haunted lantern, and because I was working so much on the forget-me-nots, I didn't do a whole lot. I didn't do as much of this as I wanted to, although it was really calling to me. I have just been so in the mood to work on this one and to work on fall and Halloween. So it was a bit of a challenge working on the other forget-me-not, although I didn't mind doing it. I mean, you know, I was doing that for a purpose, and so, you know, I did enjoy it. But what I did get done on this is all of the stitching in all of the pumpkin, the background, some of the... Oh my gosh, there's another plane. Hold on. Okay, it appears I'm in some kind of flight path this morning. So, okay, yeah, so I got the stitching done. The rest of the pumpkin, the stitching, I think I have just a little bit of orange to do over there, and I've done one shade of purple, and I have a medium and a dark purple left to do. So this is what I'm going to work on today, because this is going to be what I focus on finishing going into August. And as far as plans, that's the only thing I have planned. I have a lot of things I want to stitch in August, but I haven't made any final plans yet, but I know this will be one of them. I definitely want to get this one finished and beaded because I have a lot of other mill hills that I want to start going into the fall, so I want to get this one done. So that will be, so far, the only plan that I have for August. And yes, I can easily get the other shades of purple done today, I'm sure, and then don't know if I'll have time to start on the beading or not, but that's my plan. Okay, and then let me grab something else, because I have something else to show you. Okay, so earlier in the video when I was showing you this casting the spell, and I said that I wanted to get to Hobby Lobby and buy the box that this finishes in and get that before they run out of stock or that those aren't available. So I did run in there. My Hobby Lobby ended up having about 4 or 5 of these. Ooh, there's a nice glare of my tree there. Okay, well, let me just open this up. So it's got this nice little clasp on it. And I forgot to look on the pattern to see what kind of paint I needed to do the finishing on this. So I bought some Java, because I think I'm going to maybe paint this brown and then sort of, you know, grunge it up a little bit with some sandpaper, and then I also got wrought iron. Figured I can do something with that. I also have some stain in my garage, you know, in case I end up doing some stain or something like that, but I don't know. A wood finisher I am not, that is for sure. I don't know a whole lot about doing that, so I'll play around with it. I don't know if this is something I'm going to do anytime real soon, but I did want to snag one of these because, you know, it's one of those that if it becomes unavailable, then I won't be able to do that, so yeah. Anyway, I got that, and I would like to, yeah, I mean, I probably won't finish that box until I get all of these stitched, and will I do that this month, this year? I don't know. It does look pretty cute. So, I don't know, I have a lot of different, there's a couple of other Blackbird designs that I would like to stitch also, maybe before I do this one. But I just wanted to show you that I did snag that box, and I'm excited that I do have that in my stash. Actually, I didn't even look to see if it's the one that it's called for, but the one I bought, I think, yeah, this has to be it. So, okay. All right, moving on. I only have one more thing, stitching-wise, to show you that I bought, and then I have a couple of non-stitchy stories to talk about. So I did snag the Halloween issue, Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2021. I have every single every single issue of this magazine except one, I believe. So I have a lot, but this is a good one. If this video wasn't already so long, I would do a flip through of it because there are definitely some patterns in here that I would love. Matter of fact, I could probably just show you. I'm sure somebody has probably done a flip through of this so far, but I guess I can do sort of a... Don't they have at the end of this where it kind of shows all of the patterns? I think they do. Okay, well, I can show you that. So this is kind of a flip through, but not really. I'm just going to show you the back page, which has all of the patterns. So in case you are wanting to see what's in this issue, I'll just give you a quick glance of all the patterns. Now, this isn't going to be telling you the designers, but oh, I love that one. I love that one. I mean, I love them all, really, but it's like, which ones would I actually take? Some of them are, you know, very time-consuming. That one would be. So there's some that I think are so cute, but I don't know that I would stitch them. I love that Biscorn U with the skeletons. Love the vintage look of that one. So cute. I keep being drawn to that one just because it reminds me of just a vintage Halloween card. So many cute designs. That one's done on some perforated paper. Okay, let's go over to the next page and show you that's a cute finish there. So many fun ones. So yeah, this has been hit or miss in the past, and sometimes I haven't found any of them that I've liked to stitch, but this one has quite a few good ones. I really love that one right there. That one is very interesting. I love that one. There really aren't any in here that I don't like. I mean, it's really a good issue. Hocus Pocus. What does that say? Hocus Pocus. I need coffee to focus. That is so cute. And that is definitely me. Okay. That is it for the stitching talk. Ooh, I'm at 13 minutes. Okay, so I have a few more minutes that I can chat about some unstitching related stuff, and let me take a sip of coffee and then we'll get started on that. All right, I had to move inside because my neighbor started doing some yard work. So I'm now inside, and I'm going to make this quick, but I just wanted to first of all, I noticed that I had mentioned earlier in my video that my knees were hurting while I was hiking and that I had an appointment to go to. And not like you really care, but I did want to mention that the doctor did diagnose me with osteoarthritis in both knees, and I have a small bone spur in one knee. So obviously that's just age. There's not anything I can really do about it. So he gave me the option of getting cortisone shots in both knees. And since I have done that in the past when I had tennis elbow, and it completely got rid of my pain, so I opted to go ahead and have him give me cortisone shots in both knees. And that was, let's see, it's Saturday. I had that done on Monday, and it didn't feel too good this week, but I'm hopeful because when I came down the stairs this morning, I actually didn't feel much, if any, pain in my knees when I came down the stairs. So I have taken some time off from hiking, but I hope to resume doing that, and I'll keep you updated on that. But I hope that that's going to, I know it's a temporary fix, and then he was talking to me about some hyaluronic acid injections that they could do, but it's super expensive and I don't know. But he told me what I wanted to hear and said that there wasn't anything majorly wrong with my knees, that basically hiking isn't doing any damage to them and that I should resume hiking. And I can use the compression bands and over-the-counter ibuprofen, as needed. But he assured me that hiking is definitely something I should continue doing. So, all right. So at least I know that I'm not doing more damage by, the way they felt. I wanted to make sure I didn't have like a torn meniscus or something like that. But nope, just osteoarthritis. Okay, so I did want to update you with that. And then I wanted to talk about a couple of wildlife stories that I've had. So last month, well, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, in the summer I'm always waiting for my hummingbird. Usually I get one, maybe two, and I've been hearing them and I've had my feeder set out and I finally did get a hummingbird show up. I think it's the same one that comes back every year because I know they remember where the food is. But instead of just getting some regular footage like I have in the past, I decided to get my GoPro and do some slow motion footage because my GoPro can do really super slow motion. So I set up my GoPro and I did capture some of that footage, and I'm going to tack that onto the end here. And you can enjoy a cute little hummingbird. So yes, this is the male that we get those coming down from the mountains. And then later on this month, I get the females and the babies will come down. So I will put that footage at the end. And then also I have a doorbell camera, and a few times this month, earlier in the month, we had a little critter, a little skunk critter was setting off the camera, and he was pretty much, a couple times at night I can see him sort of, rummaging through my front flower bed, probably looking for grubs or bugs and things like that. And then around that same time, we also noticed that there was a hole dug underneath my fence in the backyard going from my fence to my neighbor's fence. And we were wondering, we were assuming probably the skunk did that. And I have since deduced that the skunk, the mama skunk and her babies were in fact underneath my shed. And we've had a lot of skunk activity in my yard this past month, and it's been kind of exciting yet terrifying at the same time. Nothing demands respect like a skunk, let me tell you that. So every night when I go out to set out my trash, I've been kind of, keeping an eye out. And yes, so I did some research, and apparently, the mama and the babies will, have their den, underneath a place like a shed until basically the babies are old enough to leave, and then she can take them out hunting. So I just figured I'm just going to let them be and let them leave on their own. And then I have to insert this footage of my neighbor's cat having kind of a close run-in with one, and I sent the footage to my neighbor, and she just thought it was hysterical, and she posted it on Facebook. But then there's this other footage now. It wasn't even nighttime, it was dusk, and I was out watering my flowers. And I'm going to try to edit the footage so that you can kind of see my reaction, but I'm just watering my flowers, and I look behind me, and Mama, and it looks to me like maybe 5, 6, I don't know how many of her little babies just come trotting across the street up onto my lawn, a little too close for comfort to me while I was watering. So they were just so bold. They came right up and just like la-da-da, But yes, for now, it's been probably a week, and we haven't seen any of the mama or the babies anymore. They haven't been activating our Ring camera, our doorbell camera at night. I haven't seen any activity in my backyard, so I think they have left. And I think that it's time to wrap this up. Thank you all. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I hope that you stick around and enjoy what you see, and I will see you all hopefully at the end of August. And what I stitch, it will just be a surprise. So, okay, have an absolute great rest of your summer, and I will see you soon.